Welcome to Whitetail Rendezvous, hosted by Bruce Hutchin. I'm so happy you've joined us today, and you're going to find out a lot about whitetail hunting on the show. Hey, we welcome Jeana Mitchell, who is a contestant in the Extreme Huntress program. Extreme Huntress means a lot of things to a lot of people, but for the ladies in the contest, it means sharing their lifestyles, sharing their passion, and sharing some hunting stories with their friends and getting women involved, empowering women to become involved in the outdoors and giving them the confidence by seeing other ladies saying, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. Jeana Mitchell exemplifies everything you want in an extreme huntress, and I'm very proud to have her on the show. Sit back, relax, and Gina's going to answer a lot of questions: why she's qualified, what extreme huntress contest means to her, and what she's going to say should she win. Welcome to a special edition of Whitetail Rendezvous. What's so special? Well, I have Jeana Mitchell on the line today, and Jeana and I are going to be talking about her candidacy, her role in Extreme Huntress. Yes, she's one of the contestants vying for the semifinalists and then the finalists. And the finalists will be announced sometime next winter at the Dallas Safari Show. Jeana is a military veteran. She served our country in the Army. She's a mom and she's a wife, and she owns Country Camel. Jeana, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me, Bruce.
You're welcome. Now, what's so special about this extreme huntress? I know a number of ladies throughout the country are vying for the extreme huntress trophy. Uh, so, what makes it so special?
I think that Extreme Huntress gives the world a chance to realize that the hunting industry and the outdoor industry is no longer just for men, that it may still have the majority of men, but it's not male dominated, and that more women are getting out there, getting in the field. They're helping to provide food for their families, and they're having a role in raising the children for the outdoor lifestyle as well. And I think that it's something that just really needs promoted.
And we didn't say promoted. Let's talk about the fact that how large is this contest? How many contestants, and where are they all from?
It's actually a worldwide contest, women from all over the world, and then they narrow it down. This year it was 14 semifinalists. I believe last year it went down to 20 semifinalists, and then from those semifinalists they picked six to go to. This year it'll be the Wyo Ranch in Texas to compete. And I believe that all of the semifinalists are from, there's some from Canada, I believe maybe one from Australia, and then the United States.
So they're spread out throughout North America, really.
Yeah, it's a worldwide competition, so it's really out there to try to reach women from all over the world.
So why did they pick you to be, in the running?
I don't I don't really know. I guess just because of my ethic with the outdoors, it's a place that I feel comfortable. I don't let anything hold me back. I have an outdoor organization that I founded with my husband, Country Camel Outdoors, and our main mission is to promote the outdoors, conservation, and education with women, disabled veterans, and children with disabilities. So I'm hoping that that's what they looked on at how well that I've been promoting that.
And props to you. That's for darn sure. And when you look at the competition, which is stiff, there's a lot of people. Some are named and some are known, but a lot of them are just like you and me, real people in real places. So, what makes Extreme Huntress in your mind such a special opportunity?
Because, like you said, it's just real people. It's your next door neighbor. It may be your son's teacher at school. It's ordinary people that are getting out and trying to make a difference and trying to bring more of a recognition to this sport. And they're not doing it because they get paid to do it or because they have to do it, but they're doing it because they have a drive and a passion for it.
Over the years, and it's been relatively last certainly 10 years, women have really taken a place in the outdoor world. Why do you think that is?
I think maybe a lot of it, there's families are not staying together as long as what they once were. I think there's a lot more females that are heads of households. It's up to them to show their children, whether it be boy children, girl children, the outdoor lifestyle if we hope to carry it on. As for myself, I hunt with my husband. It's an opportunity for us to be together. It has our bond has become stronger because of that, and I think that a lot of women just want to share something with their husbands, with their boyfriends that they can bond over.
Now, who taught you how to hunt?
Um, I would have to say my husband. When I was younger, I always wanted to go. My father and family always went off to deer camp, but because I was a girl, I wasn't allowed to go. So I went in the Army when I was 18. I learned to shoot. I came out and I went rabbit hunting a couple of times with some friends that I worked with, but it wasn't until I got with my husband, Larry, that he taught me to shoot a bow and that I started going out to deer camp with him, and then things just gradually evolved from there.
What's so special about hunting anything, rabbits or big game, turkeys? What makes it so special for you?
Um, the hunting itself isn't always so special. It's just being able to get out and enjoy God's creation and to realize that there's something out there that's bigger than myself. Harvesting an animal is kind of a bonus. I have just as much fun and enjoyment if I don't harvest. And we don't harvest in our family. If we don't plan on eating it, then we don't hunt it or we don't harvest. It's not, unless it's a predator. We do predator control, but it's not something that we go just for the trophy aspect of it. It's a way to feed our family.
What was the hardest thing for you to learn in hunting?
To take advice from someone else. I'm I'm pretty headstrong, and I like to think that I know how to do everything. And I had to realize that I don't, and I had to listen so I could mentally and physically prepare to be able to do it.
So how's that changed? What changed you to being kind of strong willed, if you will, to one now that somebody comes up with a good idea, or at least you become a good listener?
I think the outcome, because I've realized that my way isn't always the best way, and if I do take the time and listen to someone who's been there before and who's harvested an animal in a certain way or who's learned the patterns, that it's only going to help my knowledge, it's only going to increase it and benefit it. So it's, like I said, it's been kind of a hard because I am pretty strong-willed, but it's definitely been worth it.
Thinking about that and staying right there, what's the number one, two, or three most important lessons that you've learned or instruction you've gotten that you'd want to share?
Patience. You have to have patience in hunting. It's not something that you can rush or you can try to hurry to get through. The animals that you harvest are on their time and God's time. They're not there for you. So I think that would be the number one. I'm not normally a very patient person, but I can sit in the deer woods all day long and wait for a whitetail to come by, and it doesn't seem to bother me.
Yeah, patience is critical, especially during the rut. We can go out in summer or springtime. I mean, in the early fall, and if we get a buck pattern, we can kind of know when and where he should show up. During the rut, all bets are off because you've got to be there, or you're not going to get the buck, and you don't know if you're going to see one buck or 10. Do you like rut hunting?
I do. Actually, we go out when season first starts, and we have our stands set up to where we've patterned them. And as you said, it doesn't always work that way during the rut. Last year, I set in one stand for September, most of October. Hardly seen anything. The rut came in. I moved to a different stand and killed my buck the second day, and then our son went back to the same stand the next day and killed another one. So their pattern definitely changed. They're not worried so much about the food and everything during the rut as they are as the does.
Huh, interesting. Now, how far from the stand you had sat in September, October was that rut stand?
Probably 100 yards.
So
100, 150 yards, and it was up the hill. I usually sat down on the bottom of the hill at the edge of the woods in a field, and I went on up into the woods this time.
So were you on a ridge?
Yes.
Okay, so the bucks were running the ridge and either sniffing for does or sight checking for does, and you just were in the right place. How did you know to change?
A couple years before, we had noticed after we had hunted in the morning, we had went back to camp and we camped out there, and we saw a couple of really nice sized bucks running the upper part of that ridge. So we decided that we would try to put a stand up there and try to hone in on how they were running, and it seemed to pay off pretty well.
I would say so, and that in itself qualified you for being, a pretty successful huntress, no question about it. See, if somebody wants to vote for you, or let's say they want to vote for anybody on the show, in the contest, how would they go about that, please?
There's a website. It's www.extremehuntress.com, and then you go to the menu to 2018 voting. All the semifinalists have a short video clip and a picture, and then I think you scroll to the right, or if you're on a mobile device, you scroll all the way to the bottom. You pick who you want to vote for, click the vote, and then you have to confirm it through your email. If you don't confirm via email, it doesn't count, and it's one vote per person. So they try to do that to stop the, overload from one person voting.
So if you vote for my whitetailrendezvous@gmail.com, that's my one and only vote. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, so, they have it set up that way so one person couldn't sit there and make 50 email addresses and keep voting. And then if you're in an office space or like in your family and you're on a regular computer, you're allowed one vote per IP address every hour. So if you have 4 people in the family and you're voting from your home computer, you would have to wait an hour between in order to vote.
Wow. And how do you win the contest? So people are voting for you. What are the other components of winning?
The 6 finalists are chosen by 70% of the judges' decision, and then 30% is online voting. They've told us that the online voting shouldn't be a popularity contest. It should be used just if the 70% of the judges' scores is like really tight. They use the 30% component to try to narrow it down from there. And there's 4 judges that will be deciding the final 6.
So basically, the social media, if you will, that's the tiebreaker.
Right. Yeah, that's the way I understand it. We just got a message yesterday from Tom and Olivia telling us that there have been people in the past that didn't have hardly any online votes, but their other criteria was so strong that they still made it into the final 6.
Wow, that's impressive. And how many people do vote? Did they ever give you a number? Is it 10,000, 100,000?
I'm not really sure. I know last year there was probably over 6,000 that voted just by the numbers that some of the other girls had got. This year, it's kind of hard to know how many votes because they have us broken down into percentages instead of actual numerical value.
Well, thanks for that. And, you've got your show will be airing next week. And so you have, my listeners across North America. So, why should they vote for Jeana Mitchell?
I think I'm a good candidate because I have overcome a lot of adversity in life to get where I am. I haven't let it slow me down, haven't let it defeat me. I always seem to bounce back. And I think that being able to bounce back despite what life throws at you, makes you extreme, no matter if it's in hunting or in anything. So I just feel that by doing that, that I would be a good candidate.
And I know some, backstories on you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I know this lady has had some challenges, but here she is, competing, with women from across North America, because she feels she has a voice. And talking about your voice, should you win, you're standing up at the Dallas Safari Club and got the award. What are you going to tell the people?
Um, First of all, I would like for them to know that I am a disabled Army veteran, and just because I have a disability or that anyone has a disability, it doesn't mean that you're unable to do the things that you want to do. I am also a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, so I think that people that have went through any kind of abuse shouldn't let that deter them from doing what they want. And just to thank God for the chance that He's given me.
What do you think your role is? What's going to be the role for whoever wins this? Do they go out and do shows or do radio, or what happens when you get the title?
I know I think 2015 or 2016, when Shannon Lounsdown won it, she has actually went on to do several interviews, several hunts for women specifically. She's traveled around North America, kind of just trying to get more women motivated. So I really think that that's what it is, trying to reach out there and reach the women to show them that they do have a voice and that they do have a place in the outdoors.
Anything else you want to add?
I just like to thank my husband, Larry, for his support, and to our sponsors, for Country Camel Outdoors for also believing into me, Scent Crusher, Raptor Razor, Ultra Pro X. I really thank them for standing behind me.
Well, Jeana, we've known each other for a number of years, and you're some kind of lady, because of what you've overcome.
Well, thank you.
You are, and you're a good hunter, and you're a good friend, and I just appreciate who you are, and I wish you all the best in making it to the semifinals. So one more time, how do people vote for Jeana Mitchell for Extreme Huntress?
There's a website. They have a Facebook page, Extreme Huntress Contest, or you can go to their website, www.extremehuntress.com. 2018 voting, you find my name or the name of the person that you're wanting to vote for. You click vote, and then it'll ask you to enter your email address, and you'll receive an email from Poll Daddy, and you have to confirm via email.
Well, on behalf of thousands of listeners across North America, get out and vote. There's how many ladies are vying for the semifinalists?
There's 14 that'll be taken down to 6.
So there's 14 ladies out there, and just vote, because I think it's important to show support for all these ladies that are out there, and as Jeana and I said before, real people in real places, and I think it's good for the industry because these ladies represent what's great about the outdoors and the hunting community. So again, Jeana Mitchell, thank you so much for being a guest, and I can't wait to see how the contest ends.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Next up on Whitetail Rendezvous is our final special Extreme Huntress gal, Serena Thompson. Now, Serena is the owner of Nature's Paint, but more important to that, if you read her resume, she is involved in the hunting community, in the outreach community for the state of Oregon. She does workshops. She helps people learn how to shoot. She has a seat at the table at the Oregon Council. She is engaged in not only in life, but she's engaged in the outdoors. And she is an Extreme Huntress contestant. And she, like a lot of other ladies, has special meaning why she's an Extreme Huntress. Sit back, relax, and hear what Serena Thompson has to say about being an Extreme Huntress.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.